Our adventure begins with our first two heroes attempting to make their way to the hamlet. At the bottom right of the screen, we have the map. Each large square on the map represents a room which can contain treasure, monsters, or nothing at all. In between each room is a series of smaller squares. These are the connecting hallways of the dungeons. These hallway tiles can be viewed as miniature rooms themselves, to be honest, as they can also contain ambushes, treasure, or nothing at all. By right-clicking on a hero, we can see his or her personal stats. This window will list all the stats, both major and minor, for your hero. You will also be able to see the quirks that your hero has, both good and bad. You can also see the base stats for each hero. The hero's listed max health is a total of how much damage they can suffer before death. While death is permanent for a hero in Darkest Dungeon, the death blow stat can help preserve your hero in times of desperation. Dodge can allow your hero to prevent damage by it never landing on him or her in the first place. Protection, on the other hand, reduces the damage that you take if you do get hit. Speed determines a character's order in battle, with higher speeds going first and more often. Accuracy affects a character's chances to land an attack. While critical damage does significantly more than a normal attack, it is not always guaranteed to occur. Every character has a weapon and armor, which can be upgraded, as well as the two empty artifact slots. These can be filled with many kinds of artifacts, from the simple to very powerful. In the very bottom left-hand corner is a paint palette, which can be used to modify the colors of your hero's gear at any time. I chose a color I like and then select the green pencil in the top left-hand corner of the character window. This allows me to change the hero's name, which I do based on the purpose in the group, in this case, Guardian. Guardian is a frontline fighter, and I will do a more in-depth review of each character type and their abilities in the future. For basic understanding's sake, let's focus instead on group placement. Every hero has a preferred position within the party, and a preferred target in the enemy party. There are also camping skills, which are used outside of combat when recuperating in long dungeon adventures. These will also be covered more in depth in the future. In the bottom right-hand corner of the hero window, we can see the resistances table. This lists all the resistances, or ability to not be harmed by these variables. These can have a dramatic effect on both combat and non-combat, and I will devote a large section to this topic as well. Closing the hero window for Guardian, I right-click on our other hero and pick a new color scheme and name for him. Continuing to follow the idea of naming based on the purpose within the group, I call him AoE, or Area of Effect. This character will eventually be primarily used for hitting multiple targets in the enemy party at once. Now that we are ready to continue, I close all the windows and left click on the empty square, or the room on the map which will actually cause the hallway to load. Our party is represented on the map by a torch, with 4 empty hallway tiles between our party and the room we chose to travel to. Each of these hallway tiles can be considered its own small room, with a possible trap, battle, quest item, or any other number of things in each square. As we travel through the hallway, these tiles will be explored and become gray, as the unexplored ones remain black. Our first battle! Combat in Darkest Dungeon is both simple and incredibly intricate. For this initial set of battles, I remain on basics only, allowing for a future episode for more complex strategies. With that in mind, I must explain torches. In Darkest Dungeon, everything revolves around the light, or the lack of it. Monsters and the loot that you get more powerful as the light goes away, but so do your chances of survival. Abilities that are gray cannot be used. The normal color on an ability means that it is available for use. The number 5 ability will allow you to use a character's turn to switch places within the party rather than to attack. The small X at the very end can be used to pass a character's turn, although they will often take resulting stress damage. AoE jumps into action with the highest speed, using his Open Vein ability to damage the Brigand. This attack normally does damage and has a chance to cause bleeding, but in this case the enemy was able to resist the bleed. The Brigand goes next, with his attack hitting both of our heroes simultaneously. Guardian looks through his abilities and finds one that has a chance to stun, and uses this to reduce the potential damage that his party will take. The Brigand goes next and the stun wears off, but it has already done its job. We collect our reward in gold and continue. This is the first opportunity to see the inventory. This can be accessed by left-clicking the bag icon in the bottom right-hand corner. If your inventory is visible and you begin to travel with your party, it will switch back to the map view automatically, or you can left-click on the map icon. Continuing on, we come across our first interactive object. Notice on the map on the bottom right corner, there is an icon of a chest on one of the hallway tiles. I open the hero menu to check the stats of both heroes and try to select one with the best trap opening skills. We are given 3 choices: open the item, use an item from our inventory, or pass. We decide to check it out and are rewarded with a sizable stash of gems. At the end of the hallway, we must click on the door to continue.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
It appears we have been ambushed. The Brigand Bloodletter in the beginning of the enemy party takes up 2 slots within that group, and this must be taken into account when selecting what abilities to use. I only really have 2 options in this battle: focus on the large enemy and kill his ally after, or kill the ally first and ignore the large enemy to the end. I choose to focus on the large enemy first and begin to put a bleed ability on him to slowly eat away at his health. With the death of the brigand bloodletter, it's a simple matter to kill his ally as well. The red seal shows us completion of the dungeon and that we have earned the quest rewards. However, before clicking it, I decide to click on the bandit's chest. Knowing that it is trapped because of its descriptive name, I know that I do not have a key as well. I take my chances and am rewarded with the disease. I click on the red medal and watch the rewards for completion as they are tallied. Our heroes also gain wisdom from their experiences, allowing them to gain resolve levels to battle more difficult enemies in dungeons in the future. They also gain new quirks, both good and bad. And that's it for the Darkest Dungeon prequel. Next episode will focus on the first week of dungeon exploration, and we should have a full party by then. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw, please click subscribe below.